something that makes everything else even possible? And that answer is the kernel. Okay, let's dive into this. The best way to think about it is like the brain of your computer. It's the central command center that sits right between all your apps and the physical hardware, making sure everything plays nicely together. So what is the kernel really? Well, it's the ultimate middleman. When an app wants to do anything, and I mean anything, like read a file or use the graphics card, it can't just talk to the hardware directly. No way. It has to go through the kernel first. It has to ask for permission. And this right here, this is the fundamental safety mechanism of your computer. It's so important. Over on the left, you've got user mode. That's where all your apps live, kind of in a restricted sandbox. But on the right, you have the all-powerful kernel mode. This is where the kernel has complete, total, unrestricted control. This separation is literally what keeps one buggy app from crashing your entire system. It's why your computer is stable. Well, most of the time. So we know the kernel is the boss, but what does it actually do all day? Well, it's constantly juggling 4 gigantic jobs that make everything you do on your computer feel so smooth and effortless. And here they are. It's 4 superpowers: deciding which program gets to run and when, managing who gets what chunk of memory, talking to all your hardware, and handling all the requests from your software. Let's break them down one by one. Have you ever wondered how you can listen to music, browse the web, and have a chat app open all at the same time? That's process scheduling. The kernel acts like a super fast traffic cop for your processor. It gives each app a tiny, tiny slice of time to run, then switches to the next one, and the next one, millions of times a second. It happens so fast that it creates this perfect illusion that everything is running at once. It's incredible. Now for that second superpower, memory management. The kernel is also the ultimate memory guardian, and you've probably seen proof of this without even realizing it. Have you ever seen a program crash with a segmentation fault error? That's not a failure. That's actually the kernel doing its job perfectly. It means a program tried to grab a piece of memory it wasn't supposed to touch, and the kernel shut it down instantly to protect the rest of the system. Okay, so if apps can't touch the hardware, how does anything get done? How do you save a file or connect to Wi-Fi? Well, they make what's called a system call. It's like knocking on the kernel's door and politely asking for a favor. The app makes the request, and the kernel, our powerful gatekeeper, is the one that actually does the work. And this is happening thousands of times every single second you use your computer. The kernel is the very foundation of your computer's stability. There is no backup plan, no plan B. So, what happens when this ultimate failsafe fails? You get this, the infamous blue screen of death on Windows, or a kernel panic on a Mac or Linux machine. This is not just an app crashing. This is a catastrophic failure at the very core of the operating system. The whole system just grinds to a halt because the one program in charge of everything has hit a wall it can't get around. And this isn't just a theoretical problem. This slide shows exactly why kernel security is so critical. Back in 2018, the meltdown bug was discovered. It basically let any app peek into the kernel's private protected memory, potentially stealing passwords, anything. It completely shattered that fundamental wall between user mode and kernel mode. The fix required a massive, coordinated global effort to patch pretty much every major OS on the planet. That's how big a deal this was. Now, as you can imagine, not all kernels are built the same way. Engineers have been debating the best way to design this thing for decades, and it's led to 2 major philosophies. You could call it the all-in-one approach versus the minimalist approach. And this table breaks it down perfectly. On the left, you've got the monolithic kernel, which is what powers Linux and Windows. Pretty much everything, drivers, file systems, a whole shebang, runs together in that powerful kernel space. This makes it incredibly fast. But, and it's a big but, a single buggy driver can bring the entire system crashing down. Then on the right, you have the microkernel. Here, only the absolute bare essentials run in kernel space. It's way safer and more modular, but all that back and forth communication between services can make it a bit slower. But of course, the real world is always a little messier, right? Most modern operating systems you use today are actually hybrids. Windows and Linux, while they're monolithic, they can load modules on the fly. And macOS, which is built on a microkernel, actually runs a bunch of services in kernel space to speed things up. They all borrow ideas from each other to strike that perfect balance between speed and rock-solid stability. So here's the really cool takeaway. This core concept, this idea of a privileged piece of software that sits right next to the hardware, it's so powerful that we're seeing it get adapted for the absolute cutting edge of computing in fields like AI and even quantum mechanics. For example, when you hear AI developers or gamers talking about CUDA kernels for their GPUs, it's the exact same idea, a small, super efficient routine that runs right on the hardware. In AI, specialized kernels are what process these massive datasets and train models at lightning speed. And now, as we're venturing into quantum computing, researchers are designing quantum kernels to manage the weird and wonderful world of qubits. The technology is changing, but that core principle, it's as essential as ever. So the OS kernel really is the unsung hero of modern computing. It's the master conductor, managing this incredible, orderly flow of bits that